Hello, guys. Good evening to every one of us, and I believe every one of us can hear me now. Hope everyone can hear me now. So we'll be starting real soon. Trying to turn the slides and so you guys can even see me. Please, if you can see me and you can also hear me, just just drop a comment and say I can hear you or I can see you. If you can hear me, all right. Thank you so much, Apollo. So let me first of all give special regard to all my guys who are here. FX Lord, Zeni Z, Apollo, Jabule, I love cars. I see you, bro. Thank you so much for turning up. And we also have Abubakar Hazani, Samin Naheem, for the biggest. We have all of you guys out here. Great to see you guys. So today we'll be doing this weekly forecast, whereby I'll be looking at. If you can hear me clearly, I have a music playing in the background to keep us, vibing. I like that music when I'm analyzing. I just like that Post Malone vibes, like so this kind of Post Malone music when I'm analyzing. So I don't just stay like that. So if you can hear me and also feel the music in the background, please give your attention to me, bro, not the music. The music is just to entertain you and not make you bored. Thank you so much for you guys being here. So this is a total new package I'm trying to put together for all the young traders, all the upcoming traders just like me. I want every one of us to be great, especially those of us who are still struggling, who are still looking for ways. I want to be sharing my setup and what I'm looking at every week to the general public, most especially those who know me. So I'm here for you guys, and I'll be doing this from today onward. Every Sunday, 6:30, I'll be analyzing all pairs. If you have any pair that you want me to analyze, what I would love you to do right now is to drop the pair in the comment section. Euro USD, GBP USD, AUD USD, any pair, whatever pair that you want me to analyze, drop it in the comment section, guys. I'm happy to analyze your favorite pair, and then let's see what's going to happen next week. So right now I want to project my screen. Well, I want to first of all see how many pairs you guys want me to analyze before I project my screen. So, like you all know me, I'm Smart Money Rich, all the way from Abby Forex Academy. Shout out to Abby, he's the biggest motivation man. He's the one that has been changing life, It changed my life a lot. I can't deny the fact that he has been amazing. I've worked for a show, I've worked for a lot of boss in my whole life, but I've always given that respect because he's the biggest among all of them. He's the youngest and he's the biggest. He's the guy with the biggest heart. If you know Habi, if you've ever been around Habi, you understand what I'm talking about. Man. He wants to see everybody be. That's why he keeps on growing what he do. So as a young trader, don't ever want to see other fall. Don't ever want to see other fail. Have that big heart. Always want to see everybody win and you see yourself doing good. So I have some couple of pairs. I have GBP USD by Onyedika Michael. I have Ayo Love Cassie. We should look at Euro USD. Before we hope say GBP USD. Ayo Love Cassie is minus 100. So we have GBP here. So we'll be looking at all these pairs, guys. So let me share and present my screen right now so that we all can then start to analyze our favorite pairs, guys. So I'm gonna share my entire screen. The entire screen is what I'm gonna share right now. Alright, so putting these stuffs on the screen right here, you'll see that on one side I have the Euro USD, and then on the other hand, I also have my FX Forex Factory. I also have Forex Factory. So normally, like before you go into your setup every day, you first of all want to look at the calendar, right? When we talk about the calendar, be it my FX book, be it the Forex Factory, whatsoever, right? Because one thing you need to understand is fundamentals, right? You don't need to know anything much about fundamentals, but you want to see how many pairs that news will be affecting in the new trading week, right? You want to see if the pairs you'll be looking at for Monday has high impact news on them, or they have high impact news on your favorite pairs on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. You want to look at all these things because now fundamental doesn't respect technical analysis, although it respects supply and demand because supply and demand is what moves the market. If it is a valid supply or if it's a valid demand, fundamentals news do respect them. But you can't just assume that price will respect them because fundamental is crazy. 2 seconds, 100 pips down. 3 seconds, 100 pips or 200 pips up. So it's very crazy. That's why I always keep my eyes on the this stuff, my FX book, right? So looking at my FX book right now, what you can clearly see, looking at my FX book right now, what you definitely see is I'm coming, guys. Trying to fix this stuff up so I know what I'm doing. So guys, let me drop some likes on this stuff. Let's continue. So looking at my FX book, this is the first thing I want to look at every morning when I wake up so I know how news will be affecting this pair. So you can see on Monday being tomorrow by 5 a.m. we might be sleeping. There's going to be a news on all JPY pair. Like right now, since there's going to be news on JPY pair on Monday, I'm going to look at all JPY pair. Right? I don't currently have any JPY pair right now, but I'm going to look at GBP JPY and USD JPY, right? So I'm going to say GBP JPY, there's going to be news on you, GBP JPY. Alright, so we'll be looking at this guy too. Not, and then we're also going to look at USD JPY. USD JPY. There's going to be news on this first. There's going to be news on this first tomorrow on JPY pair. So good. We've already seen that there's going to be news on this side. So we are going to be in red, like I said. We are going to be in red because tomorrow there's news on you guys. So let's look at the next one. So currently now, on Tuesday there's going to be news on all AUD pairs, right? They are all high impact because, like me, I only focus on high impact news. I have nothing to do with the low impact or the medium impact. My focus mainly is on the high impact news. So looking at it, there's going to be news on JPY next week, AUD, NZD, GBP, USD. Thursday there's going to be news also on USD. Friday there's going to be news on GBP and USD. So I've taken note of all these pairs. I will check them out tomorrow before I then do my analysis. So right now, guys, let's go straight into the analysis. Okay, let's go straight into the analysis. So let me just put up the full screen right here. I believe you guys can see my screen. So guys, the first thing I do is I look at the dollar index, which we call the DXY, right? I look at the dollar index, which we call the DXY. So looking at the DXY right now, what you're going to see is that DXY was in an uptrend like this on the weekly, right? We were in an uptrend on the weekly. We had a good pullback, and now we've seen this push to the upside. And right here, we've seen price start to pull down. So I want to know why price is pulling down from there. Was there like a supply or more like a demand around that area? So looking at this entire area on the weekly, what I understand is like price has traded into maybe a a supply zone around here. You can all see that we have this little supply on the weekly, right? Which price has traded into it on the weekly, right? So that's the supply zone on the weekly. Price has traded into that zone, and then we are seeing the pullback, right? So this pullback maybe continue for a long period of time because you can see it's very strong. So now I want to step down to the daily. This is the DXY. Remember, now if you are trading any pair, right, that has the dollar index. When I talk about if you are trading any pair that has the dollar index, you always want to be any pair that has the dollar, like AUD, USD, Euro USD, GBP USD, USD CAD, USD JPY, NAS, US 30, and gold. The first thing you want to look at is the dollar, right? Because the dollar is what moves this pair. Now, if the DXY is coming down, AUD, Euro, GBP should be going up, right? If the DXY is coming down, you understand? So that's why I always first of all look at the dollar to know what the dollar is doing. Because whatever the dollar is doing is what will tell me how price is meant to move. So looking at the DXY, what I can clearly see here is breaks of structures to the upside, right? We all can see all these breaks below here. You can see that price is really pulling to the downside, right? Look at it, you clearly see that price is pulling to the downside, right? Very good. Price is breaking the lows, and then we also have price reacting from this. Uh, we also have price reacting from this little daily supply. Remember, we saw price react from the weekly supply, right? So it's like a supply chain right here. And then price has already reacted from this little supply up here, right? So now I want to go down to the 4 hour, right? The 4 hour is where I want to sit, right? To see the possibility of where price on the DXY might be traded to. So looking at this, I can clearly see a little demand here, right? This demand. Well, the reason why I'm picking out this demand is because we saw a break of structure to the upside from there, right? Very big, very good one. So I want to mark out this demand on the 4 hour because I saw it broke structure to the upside. It broke this high, right? It led to the break of this high. So that was a break of structure there from the downside before price then traded all the way up into this weekly demand that led to the daily supply weekly supply. So now we need to see that we also have an imbalance here, and then liquidity resting below the lows. Look at it. We say that we have this trend line liquidity, right, sitting below the low. So for this reason, price might want to come and sweep this low and then trade into this demand, filling up all these imbalances, filling up all these imbalances. Very good. Filling up all the imbalances. All right, I was looking at some messages that just popped on my phone. Thank you guys for waiting. So now I love refining zones, guys. If you understand, so I want to refine this 4 hour daily demand into this 4 hour this supply into this 4 hour supply up here. So looking at it very well, you see that the DXY is on its way down, right? We are on our way down, and this strong down was caused by that news, right? And again, you will notice that we traded into this demand right here. We are in this demand. So I don't know what I want to see DXY do from tomorrow is I want to see either price continues into this level here, and then maybe we can see a push to the upside, right? To fill up all these imbalances, or maybe fill up this one, and then continue the move to the downside, right? So what you need to understand is if we are to see DXY push all the way down into this 4 hour demand zone, we are going to see AUD buy, Euro USD buy, GBP buy, and USD card fall, right? USD card should be going down, USD JPY should also be going down, right? So I want to properly mark out these lows as break of structures, right? So I want to properly mark out those lows as break of structures right now. This one here is also a break of structure. I want to mark out this low as a break of structure, and Good, guys. So this is what I'm expecting on the dollar index. Price should maybe fill all this imbalance and then tap into supply up here and continue to the downside. Right? For next week, the analysis I'm doing is for next week, right? So I want to see something like this, either break to the downside here or pull up out of this range to fill all these tons of imbalances, tap into this supply and then continue to the downside, right? Or break out of this level and then trade into this extreme supply. Any of this, but this is what I'll be expecting on the DXY. So after the DXY, we have gold, right? We have gold. Looking at gold, you all can see that last week I analyzed gold, that gold has been breaking structures to the upside, and then I also had this supply zone on gold. So let's start gold. Let me remove everything and start afresh for you guys. Let me just remove everything and start afresh for you guys. Alright, so let's continue with gold, right? What we see on the weekly here on gold is gold has been buying massively, right, from this demand here. So if you mark out this demand on the weekly, you'll see that gold has been buying strongly from there on the weekly. That's the demand that gold has been buying from. And now we've seen this strong impulse to the upside and left us with this whole new demand. Also, this whole new demand. So always make sure you mark out your demands. We have a lot of imbalance that can pull price down. And then also, I want to mark out this little supply up here. That's a supply up there. You can see that gold has also traded into that supply above there. And then we are seeing a drop from there, right? Remember, VXY has traded into a supply and we are seeing a push from there. So now gold has traded into a supply and then we are seeing a push from there. So let's scale it down to the lower time frame on gold, guys. So if you go to the daily, what you will see on the daily is we want to refine all zones, right? So I want to refine this zone to this one, here, to the daily zone, right? And then also refine this one to this little one. So what I will do is just pick one as it is. Just this, I will pick out this level to be my demand, right? You see, rejection, rejection, rejection. So this is my zone. So there is this. I'm going to refine this zone as well on gold. I'm going to refine it to this level. Okay. I'm going to refine it into this level. So remember, right, we have tons of imbalances. So if gold is to buy into the supply, we are going to see a drop back to this level, just like the DXY, right? So looking at the DXY, if we are to drop into this level, we are going to see a buy to the upside. So while DXY is to buy to the upside, gold is also to sell to the downside, right? Because they are always doing the opposite. You can see DXY is in a demand to pull up. Look at it. Look at it. They are always doing the opposite, right? DXY traded into this demand, and you can see this purple candle, which is a bullish candle. Then look at gold. What you're going to see on gold right now, you can see that gold has also traded into like a supply up here. If we extend it down there, You see that it has traded here and is rejected, right? So let's scale down to the 4 hour on gold and do our markups, right? So doing the markups on gold, let's start the markup from there. Looking at gold, you see that gold had this demand, price traded into this demand, right? This is a demand for gold. Gold traded into this demand, right? This demand broke structure to the upside, right? The demand broke this high as a break to the upside, right? And then we also saw a new demand, which gold also traded into up here, right? And then it also led to a break above this high again, right? On gold, we are seeing breaks of structures to the upside on gold, just as we saw breaks of structures to the downside on DXY. So we also have this little demand here that gold has also traded into, right? That gold has also traded into that still led to the break above this high. So what we can clearly see is gold pulling up, right? So we want to look for more opportunities to buy gold, right? Or let's see what gold has for us for next week. But what we can actually see is gold is trying to buy into this daily supply zone, right? So now we have this zone left to be broken, which we can clearly say it's a liquidity right now. Let's take this one off of this stuff. Let's take it off. So we can call this liquidity, right? So we are expecting price to come take out this liquidity. Yeah. This is a liquidity sitting above this high right here. We all get that those highs in smart money are liquidity sitting there. So we expect price now to trade into like a demand and then break that high into the supply. So let's pull down to the lower time frame to look for a demand around this level. So looking at this area here, looking at this price area here, we can't really see any demand with imbalance. So we want to still scale down to like the 1 hour time frame. So what we can clearly see is price already reacting from this supply zone. So which of this demand will price trade into and continue to the upside? We don't really know right now because look at what price has been doing on gold, going up and down. Look at what price has been doing, going up and down, right? So we don't really have any valid demand right now that we expect gold to trade into then continue its rise. So I think tomorrow we are going to observe how price will move for gold tomorrow. So I think we have this little demand, but it has been traded into it leads to a break of structure. So okay. So right now I think I just spot this small demand zone. Look at it. This 30-minute demand zone. But right now I can't really go that low to justify that gold will trade into this, right? So I'm going to stick to the 4 hour. I'm just going to stick on the 4 hour. I want to stay on the 4 hour like this and see what gold wants to do. I'm just going to sit on my hands and wait for gold to give me a valid level. But what I believe is gold is to trade to take out this high, trade into gold is meant to take out this high this week, trade into this supply, and then whatever gold wants to do, it should do. Because we've seen a change of trend on DXY, right? Looking at DXY, you can see we've seen a change of trend from bullish to bearish, right? Because we've broken several lows. We've broken several lows. Looking at it, we are already coming from a supply zone. We've broken several lows. We've broken this low, broken this low, broken this low. And right now we are trading inside of a 4-hour demand. So that will be all for gold. We are really going to sit on our hands and wait for gold to do its thing. We are going to wait for gold to give us a valid confirmation tomorrow for us to look for entries. So if you are inside, if you are in my Telegram or you're in my Discord, stay tuned, guys. Stay tuned, guys. I'm going to drop the signals, the setups, and the signals in my Discord and also in the Telegram, right? But the Discord is where we do the magic. The Discord is where we do the magic. So the next pair we'll be looking at right now is AUD, right? So if you guys look at AUD very well, you'll see that the trend on AUD actually have changed. Last week, throughout week before last, up to last week, price was giving us lower highs and what? Lower lows, breaking structures to the downside. So my expectation last week was for price to trade into this high and then continue to the downside. But currently now, what we can see price do is that price has broken this high, it has broken past this supply, this and this. So I think there's a change of trend on the AUD, which is the Australian dollar, right? So we've switched from bearish and now we are bullish. So let me take out everything on this pair. Let's go and start from the weekly for us to know the direction of this pair. So looking at this pair right here, right? Looking at this pair right here, what you see is that we traded into this demand. This is a demand. We traded into it, right? And then we saw a pull up, right? That pulled into this little supply up here on the weekly, looking at it. What will you see? Now, one thing I want you guys to always do is this. Very, very important, right? What I want you guys to always do is this. Very, very, very important. Always mark out levels price are reacting from. Okay? Always mark out levels price are reacting from. Oh, you guys can see my screen, and you guys are also seeing the music on the background. It's not cool, so let me reduce the volume. Well, I was sharing my screen now. I was sharing my screen. I'm presenting. Stop sharing. Present. All right. So I'm just seeing your comments, guys. So we are going to start all over again. Yeah. Sorry, guys, for the music. Sorry, guys. I'm really going to start all over this analysis again. For the guys that are just joining, for the guys that says they can't see my chat, for the guys that let me look at your comments, guys. So some say, Rush, you did not respond to my DM. You need to understand that I'm a very busy person, right? I'm a very busy person. I respond to DMs. I have times I respond to DM because I have thousands of DMs. All the academy students DMs me both on WhatsApp, Telegram, Discord, Instagram, all social media platforms. There are a lot of messages. So if I don't respond to your message immediately you sent it, right? You need to understand that there are other messages that I need to respond to as well. But definitely, when I see your message, I will definitely reply you. I teach a lot. I teach every day, every time. Every time I'm teaching, every day I'm teaching, from the trading floor to online, and to my private students as well. So I'm always teaching. I don't really have time to sit on my phones and be replying people. So I'm sorry if really I did not reply you. I'm a very, very busy person, right? So right now, what we are going to do is, for those of you who said you can't see the screen, I'm saying you guys, please your screen and background music. Good, thank you for that. Background music, thank you for that. Please all the back, thank you for that. Please which is this? Pay attention to everything. Who is that person? Please turn up your mic. All right, good. But you guys can hear me now. If you can hear me, please drop the comment section and say yes, because right now I don't know if you guys can hear me or not. If you can hear me, please drop a comment and say yes, we can hear you, so I can then continue. And anybody that have my WhatsApp number, is can you guys hear me? Please drop a comment and say yes, please, so I can continue with the analysis. All right, someone said yes. And for those of you who have my WhatsApp number, because if I'm presenting the chat to you, I won't be able to see your messages if actually you are seeing my screen or not. So for those of you who have my WhatsApp number, when I present my screen, DM me on WhatsApp and say we can see your chat. When I present my screen, if you can't see my chat, also DM me and say, bro, we can't see your chat. I'm up here with my phone. So I reduce the music volume. I reduce the music volume. So, all right. So I want to present my screen. I want to present my screen again so we can start all over. Extra. So So I'm about to share my screen to everybody right now. I'm about to share my screen to everybody right now. So hope everybody can hear me. Can everybody see my screen now? If you can actually hear me and see my screen at the same time, join me on WhatsApp. Those guys that have my WhatsApp number, and I'm up here ready to background music will disturb them. All right, I've done that. So, all right, so I'm waiting for a message that will let me know on WhatsApp that we can see your screen. Please, someone that have my WhatsApp number, I'm waiting for your message. We can see your screen. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right, so let me continue now. So I'm going to start just the way started the other time. It's going to be like this. Yeah, like this, and then I'm going to put up this. So, like I said, before you go on to check your trading view, you first of all want to check the MyFX or Forex Factory calendar, because these are something you need to look at every day to know if actually there is a high impact news on the pair that you will be looking at, right? So if you have high impact news coming on any of your favorite pair, it's either you want to avoid it for that day or avoid it when the news is closer, or actually stay away from the pair and look at other pair, because news doesn't respect technical analysis. They violate all the supply, demand, um, trend line, support, resistance. News doesn't respect all of that. So you first of all want to look at your Forex Factory calendar, or look at any calendar you normally use and look at, right? You first of all want to look at it and then know how many pairs that news will be affecting in the coming week, right? We have JPY high impact news coming up tomorrow by 5 a.m. We have Tuesday, we have all Australian pair news coming on it by 4:30 a.m. Then Wednesday on the 8th of November, we have NZD news coming out. We have by 10 a.m. GBP news coming out, and by 3:15 p.m. USD news coming out, all high impact news on Wednesday. So those guys that trade GBP USD, Take note on Wednesday, right? And by Thursday, we have news by 2:30 and 8 p.m. on USD, right? By 2:30, unemployment claims. By 8 p.m., we know Powell, he wants to speak. And then by Friday, we have news also on GDP and USD. So those are the pairs that news will be affecting next week, right? So you might have ticked them down. Forget about this low impact and medium impact. My focus always are on the high impact news. Good. So now let's look at the dollar. All right. Let's look at the dollar. We already know that dollar moves all these other pairs. So what we can clearly see is dollar traded into this supply, right? And then dollar is dropping, breaking all the structural lows, right? Breaking all the structural lows, breaking all the structural lows, right? So dollar might be sinking into this level or even into this level because the trend right now on DXY has changed, but definitely it will feel all imbalances. There's an imbalance here with this supply up here. There's also an imbalance here with this supply up here. So I'm expecting DXY to do a bit of what? Retracement to fill the imbalance, tap into this supply and continue to the downside. So while the DXY will be going up to fill all this imbalance and tap into this supply, gold will be doing what? Will be pulling down to tap into a demand and then continue to the upside. The same thing with all this cross USD pair. So that's what we have on the DXY, right? Trend has changed on the DXY. The next pair we have here is gold, right? So just the way we see DXY breaking structures to the downside, respecting supply, we are seeing gold respecting demand. So if you use your trend line like this, you're going to see very well that gold is actually respecting demand, right? We are getting those higher highs and what? Higher lows. So this is what we should be expecting, right? Now we've seen this. We are expecting this come down and then continue to the upside, right? So this is what we are looking out for on gold, right? Gold is actually respecting demand, so we don't know if price will come to respect this little demand here and continue to the upside or. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to mark out this demand, right? This very one here. This is where I'm expecting gold to burst into and then continue to the upside, right? I'll be expecting gold to trade into this and then continue to the upside. The reason is because price has taken out all the liquidity below this low before that move to the upside. You can clearly see we have this high. This weak rejection has taken out liquidity below these lows before tapping into this demand and then it continued to the upside. So if you mark out that demand, you will see that we have price respect this demand up here. We had price respect that little demand up there, and then price starts to pull up to the upside. So this is the next demand where I'll be expecting gold to do what? To trade into and then continue to the upside. So this is something we will be looking at from next week. This is something we'll be looking at from next week. So currently now we are on AUD, the Australian dollar, right? So looking at the Australian dollar, what you will see is that price has been respecting supplies, right? Look at it. Price has been respecting supply. And right now, that supply has done what? Has failed. So what I'll simply be doing right now is I've seen a shift above this high, which means I've seen a change of character right there, right? I've seen a change of character, price pulling up, right? It's a change of character because this was the last high that puts in this low, and price has taken out that high, right? So see what price was doing. This high broke this low, pushed there. This high broke this low, pushed up. This high broke this low, pushed up. This high broke this low, pushed up, and then we saw this created an equal low, pulled up, and then it took out those liquidity, and then it pushed to the upside. So looking at it, you'll see that there was liquidity sitting below this low, right? Look at it. There was liquidity sitting below this low, and then price swept that low and then continued to the upside. Price swept that low and continued to the upside, giving us that beautiful change of character. And right now, we are going to be looking at levels where we want to look for buys from on this trade. So first of all, I want to mark out this little demand. This demand is a large demand, and also I'm going to mark out this one as well, right? I'm going to mark out that one as well. These two demand, I'm going to refine them to the lower time frame. So the reason why I'm marking out this demand is I expect price to either trade to this one and continue its move to the upside, or maybe use this low as liquidity, grab that liquidity, tap into this demand and continue to the upside. Any which way, let's refine this zone to like the 2 hour and see the moves. This one is still intact, and then this one we can then refine it to this right here, right? You see the way I'm refining zones, right? Because you can't trade off of a very big large demand zone. You see the way I'm respecting. So I also want to go down to like the 1 hour, but I love to stay more on the higher time frame when I'm expecting mitigation. So it's always higher time frame mitigation, lower time frame change of character, and lower time frame entry. So this is the breakup structure to the upside from that level, and this is the demand that led to that breakup structure to the upside, right? So I'm actually expecting price to come down here, feel this imbalance, tap into the supply, or come down here, feel this imbalance, and then continue to the upside. So where should price be trading to right now is what I want to look out for. Because I told you guys, you want to mark out areas that price are really respecting. So I want to mark out this high. Look at this high. This is where I want to mark out as the place where I believe price is coming into, right? And that will be more of a supply for me, right? Because we have all this liquidity sitting above here. Look at it. Equal height. They are all liquidities. If you look at it, they are all trend line liquidity. There are stop losses that were sitting above this level, and then price has taken out all of the liquidities. Look at it, guys. Price has taken. Oh, price still needs to take out the one that is above there, right? And then fill imbalance, right? There is an imbalance up here. If you can look very well, you see that there is a valid imbalance that price need to fill above the high. So I want to refine this supply zone. I need to refine it because it is too big. Everybody can see it's too big. So I want to refine it to this week here, that week up there. That's where I want to refine it to, right? That week up there, because it respected this other supply. Look at this supply here. That little supply was respected. Look at it. It traded into it, take out this high, traded into it, and then we saw that massive fall from there. So I'm still looking out for the 30 minute to see if there are more areas price wants to trade into. But I think I'm going to stick with that week. That week is what I'm going to stick with right now. So this will be it for AUD USD. So this is what we are expecting on AUD USD. This will be what we are expecting on AUD USD, guys. So we can then see price trade to fill this imbalance, tap into the supply, and maybe continue its downtrend, right? So currently, right now, we are still looking out for buys on AUD, right? Looking out for buys on AUD because price has given us reasons to look for buys on AUD. Price has given us reasons to look for buys on AUD. So we want to then stick to the buys. What we are seeing price do, not what we think price will do. What we see price do is what we react, right? So the next pair right now will be the Euro USD. The Euro USD. This will be the next pair that I will also be looking out for, right? So looking at the Euro USD on the weekly, let me first of all see your comments so I know if actually you guys have any complaint. All right, yes, we can. Yes, we can. All right, very good. Now I see that everything is fine, everything is okay. So I want to continue presenting the screen. So looking at this pair right now, what we can see is the push to the upside that has taken liquidities above this low and has traded into this demand. But overall, I still want to mark out this little demand up here on Euro USD, right? On Euro USD, look at this demand. So you have this demand sitting here. Where is it? You have this demand sitting here on the weekly, right? So right now, let's then scale up to see the possibility on this pair. So I want to go down to the daily, right? Looking at the daily right now, what we can see is this impulsive push to the upside. So the price is already giving us higher lows and higher highs. So we have a low, we have a high, we have a higher low, we have a higher high, we have a higher low, and then now a higher high. So I will be expecting a new higher low, guys, for us to then trade into maybe this supply up there. So what I'm going to do right now is I then want to mark out this supply, right, as area where I'll be expecting the Euro USD to then trade into, right? Because you need to follow the market trend, right? If you use your trend line to look at what price is doing, you can definitely see that price is actually giving us that higher lows and higher high vibes. So what I want to do right now is mark out the demand zone that I expect price. So on the daily time frame, this is the demand I clearly expect price to trade into on the daily. This zone right here is what I expect price to trade into, right? Not anymore below there. I want price to pull down, fill up this imbalance, and then pull up. So let's go and refine it to the 4-hour time frame. So looking at it on the 4-hour time frame, what you will understand about Euro USD is it has like a similar move with the AUD, right? They kind of do the same thing right now because they are trading against the dollar. So we already have two demands here, just as we saw on AUD. They tend to do the same thing. They tend to correlate because they are trading against the dollar. So looking at price right now, these are the demand zone I'm looking out for price to retrace into and continue that move to the upside. Very good. So looking at it, we have this. We also have this. So looking at price, you will see that price has been trading downward ever since it traded into this supply. We've been seeing price giving us lower lows. Look at it. We have this, 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 and then price has been doing this until it started giving us that higher lows and uh, higher high vibes, right? Look at what price has been doing. So definitely we can see that price has switched from downtrend to uptrend. So we want to follow the trend, right? You have to make the trend your friend. Always look at the price bigger, right? So what price has ended up doing is to take out this high. So let's say we've seen a change of character here. Price has taken out that high, giving us that change of character vibes. So overall, we want to see price now trade into this or this and then shoot up, straight up. That's what I'm expecting right now on the DXY. So on the Euro USD, right? So I have this supply up here. I think price should be able to buy straight into this 4 hour. So I'm going to sit here on the 4 hour. I'm not going down to lower time frame yet until price trades into this. That's what I'm going to do. Because one thing about me is when I do my analysis, I don't rush to the lower time frame. I first of all sit on the higher time frame. Guys, let me tell you one thing that makes trading easier and makes you cash those sniper entry is now the 4 hour supply or the 4 hour demand. They are very, very strong, right? You might go down to the lower time frame and see price do a whole lot of things. But the way I trade is this. I do my analysis on the weekly, refine it to the daily, and then stay on the 4 hour time frame for price to come and mitigate that 4 hour supply or demand. Now, if my supply or demand zone is not visible on the 4 hour but is visible on the daily, I will wait for price to come into that daily zone. Now, a lot of us don't have this kind of patience, but patience is very, very important when it comes to trading. Patience is very, very important, and that's the key to trading. You just don't want to trade because you think you have to trade. No, you only want to trade when there's a possibility for you to trade. That's how you trade. You don't you just come up, see someone post it and say, I made $200 on Euro USD, I made 400, and then you now start to search for trade where there's no trade. Bro, you end up losing your money. Plan your trade, trade your plan. If there's no trade, no problem, right? What happened last week? I actually did not see any opportunity to take any trade last week. I was just on a low. Nothing. Do other things, right? There's no setup, go and learn. Learn other things, back test, analyze. Look at what price has been doing since Monday. How has price been reacting to different areas, different supply areas on your chart? These are things you want to do, not just finding setup, looking for setup, looking for setup. Look at price, where price has been reacting to when there is no setup. Do something else, right? Don't just go and look for trade on the lower time frame because you think you want to trade. Allow price to trade into your higher time frame supply, demand, trend line, resistance, support, anything. Once price gets there, good, you can go all in, right? So if you look at my I don't know, if you look at my Discord community, if you look at it, I don't know if you guys can see, but if you look at it, you'll see that I wait for price a lot on the 4 hour, right? You can clearly see that price hardly breaks all the 4 hour supplies on demand zone. And if price successfully breaks the 4 hour supply zone, it means that price has changed, in the trend of the market has changed. Right? Like look at AUD. Last week we were looking to sell from this level, but news broke past this 1-2 zones, which definitely shows us that price has changed.
If it was on lower time frame, you would have been looking for a whole lot of things. And look at gold. What happened on gold? On this higher time frame, we were simply seeing demand in control, and we're waiting for price to trade into this level and then continue its move. So you always want to sit on the higher time frame. These are what I tell every member of my community, right? So looking at all their setups, you will see them stay on the higher time frame, right? Look at all these guys. They are passing their profit. They are doing good. They are doing better. Look at it. Can they smile? Smiling. You understand? Look at their setups, right? They are all doing great. They stay on the higher time frame to see how price reacts to their zones, right? And from there, they know if they are to look for buys or they are to look for sells. You don't just run down straight to your lower time frame and then you don't just go straight down to your lower time frame and then start to find setup. You might end up entering at the wrong trend. You understand? So let's continue with this with the analysis. So this is for Euro USD, guys. This is what we'll be expecting on Euro USD. We'll be expecting price to do what? Pull back, trade and fill all these imbalances, respect this demand or this one below here, and then buy all the way to the upside. You guys understand? DXY is already in a downtrend and Euro USD is already shooting up. So we expect the uptrend to go up for a little while before maybe the downtrend continues. So this is what I'm looking out for on Euro USD. The reason why is simply because I'm seeing breaks to the upside. Look at it, guys. You can see that break to the upside, right? This break. From here, this is where the break started, right? This is it, right? This low took out this high, put this low took out this high, put this low took out this high, put. So we can easily see the shift in the whole trend. We can easily see the shift in the whole trend here, right? You can easily see the shift in the whole trend. This is where the change of character even happened, self, not here. These are breaks of structures. So the one we'll be looking at now is GBP JPY. Can you guys see my chat? If you can see my chat, please drop a comment and say we can see your chat so we can continue. So we've done DXY, we've done gold, we've done AUD, we've done Euro USD, and now we'll be looking at GBP USD, and also we will be looking at USD card as well. We'll be looking at USD card as well. So let's continue. I believe you guys can see my screen right now. I believe you guys can see my screen. So let's pull down to GBP USD on the weekly. So we can see GBP USD doing the same thing. So there is no much stress on this one. Just mark out the demand that price reacted from. Look at it. Price reacted from this demand, right? Price reacted from that demand on the weekly. So we've been seeing that push to the upside on GBP. You can clearly see we've been seeing this kind of move right here, like this. So let's see if we want to trade into this high. We have this high on GBP where price can then come to lap and move to the downside. So that will be our supply where we expect price to trade into, right? Because already price has respected this other supply, yeah? This one here, price has respected it, and then that was where we saw that push to the downside before this demand then stepped in. So let's go down to the lower time frame. Let's go down to the lower time frame and look for more opportunity here on how we can buy this price. So looking at it very clear on the lower time frame, we can leave this one and then simply mark out this level, right? This will be the demand that I want to see price respect right now. This one. I want to mark out this one right here, right? This will be the demand I want price to respect. So understand my view, guys. Like I told you, you just don't want to jump down to the lower time frame and look for setup when the week is just starting. When the week is just starting, do your markup on the higher time frame and wait for price to react to it when the week is just starting, right? Don't just go down to the 1 hour time frame or all those stuffs, right? So what we can clearly see is that the supply failed strongly. This supply here failed, right? And then this supply up here also did what? Failed. So we can now see that supply has been failing and price has then traded into this supply up here, right? This is where we are seeing that push from. So I expect price to maybe pull down from there, right? Price should pull down from here now, fill all these imbalances, trade into this demand, and then continue the move to where we are expecting it to continue to, right? Up here, right? So I'm going to mark out this 4 hour demand as well, because that was the demand where we saw the impulsive push away from. That was the demand we saw that impulsive push away from. So right now, I'm still not going to ignore this daily demand zone. It's still going to be here in case price should break. But this will be the most recent demand I should expect price to respect. So this will be where I'll be waiting for price to come, right? On DXY. On GBP, sorry, on GBP. This is where I'll be expecting price to come because it broke this high, it also broke this high, and it has traded into a supply. So it's nothing much. You see, when you stay on the higher time frame to do your analysis, you can see that the analysis are kind of easy because the trend, the market trend, the market structure, they are very much more clearer on those higher time frame, right? But if you're going down to the lower time frame, there's going to be too many confusions and all of that. All right. This is the setup we have here for GU. This is the setup we have here for GU, right? You guys can see what we have up here for GU. So the next pair we'll be looking at is USD card. We are going to start it from the weekly as well. So what's popping on USD card? What we can understand on USD card is that price has been in an uptrend for quite some time now, right? Look at price, been in an uptrend for quite some time. And actually, price has really traded into this supply up here. Price has traded into this supply up there on the weekly time frame, guys, looking at it. On the weekly time frame. So price is dropping, just like what we saw on DXY. You can see that massive drop, right? So I want to mark out this weekly demand here. It has imbalance. So for you guys who don't understand imbalance, right? Good luck. If you want to know more about imbalance, how to use it to trade, look for entries, exits, and all of that, you know what to do, right? DM me. And a lot of you guys who are here also, please make sure to subscribe to this channel, please. It's a new channel and I'm up here to do good for every one of us. Like every week, I want to be analyzing. So you want to subscribe to this channel, right? Subscribe to this channel, turn on the notification bell so that every Sunday, once we are up live, we want to analyze your favorite pair and make things easier for every one of us. So there is no need of me doing it codedly, all this kind of stuff. I want to be doing this thing live with you guys because I believe myself, I believe my analysis. My student can tell, right? They can tell. So looking at price, I'm expecting price to drop all the way down here on USD card. We also have a little demand here, but forget about it. DXY is bearish. So looking at price right now on DXY on the daily, we can still see price sinking. But now we have a new demand where price can drop into up here. I want to see what I'm doing. So let me check my YouTube to see if I'm still live. All right. All right. So let's continue. We can see price dropping seriously from this supply zone. And one thing you need to understand here is this. You see that price dropped from here massively several times. Look, we saw it drop, a pullback, and then a drop that took out this low, right? And now we saw it push again to that same level. So we expect price to also drop, maybe take out this low and then trade into this demand. So I want to mark out that demand where I think price might trade into on the daily, right? Look at it here. Because what I see that I marked out this demand is that each time price returns from this red supply zone, it breaks the previous low. Look at it. Look at what I'm saying. Price traded from there, and then you see, right? Let's see. It broke this low. Price traded from here, broke this low. Did a pullback, traded from there, broke this low. Price should also trade from there. It doesn't respect this demand or this demand. This is where it's coming straight, right? So let's go down to the 4 hour and see how we can be able to sell from there, right? So you can all see all these big things up here on the 4 hour. This demand, a whole lot of imbalance here. Wow, USD card is really looking good for sale. It's really looking good for sale. It's really, really looking good for sale. So those of you who are in my Discord, you know that in this kind of case, I want to bring in my fib retracement to the Fibonacci, and then I want to measure from there to here. I have my own Fibonacci too, not the retail traders Fibonacci, but I have the retail traders. I use it to teach retail to those guys who love retail. But I have the Fib. This is my own Fibonacci too. So what my Fibonacci tells me is it gives me a discount price levels, right? So if price wants to do a pullback into this level, I will sell, right? Because this 70 and 79 is a valid discounted level. So I'll be marking out that level right now. And the one thing you will notice is you will see that the level also complies with a supply. Look at it. Look at it. The level also complies, works out better with a supply. Look at it. That little supply zone, right? Look at it. There is no big deal. I studied this thing. I studied this thing before coming up with this fig level. I studied this thing, right? You always see that this Fibonacci 2 always creates, if it gives you anything within those levels I marked out, if you have a supply or a demand zone around there, forget it. It will work once price trades up there. So what I would be expecting from DXY now is for price to come out of this demand, because now for price to go back there, it has to respect the demand. So I'm expecting this, and then this is where I want to sell from into this one, right? So this is what I'm expecting on the on USD card, guys. This is what I'm expecting on USD card, guys. Where is this guy? So guys, this is what I'll be expecting on USD card for next week, right? Remember, we want to sell into this level, but let's see if we can catch this trade from here down here for next week. It's going to be a great one. So let's stick to this. Let's stick to this. Let's stick to this, guys. Let's stick to this. Let's stick to this on USD card. On USD card. So we've analyzed lots of pairs. Let's also look at NASDAQ, NAS 100, NASDAQ, NAS 100. So I'm going to start off NAS 100. So I caught this NAS 100 some time back, as you can see. I caught this move. Look at it. Beautiful move on NAS. I caught this move. I shared it with my community, right? I shared it with my community. I caught this move. It was about 10,042 pips. Let me show you guys. Let me show you guys. I caught it with my whole entire communities. Look at my community. Look at it here. Look at, I said NAS 100 finally smashed TP, just as I analyzed it on Monday to drop like last Sunday. That was the other Sunday that we did the general analysis, just like we are doing today. That was when I analyzed and dropped the signal. This was the signal. This was the signal. We made good money. This was the signal. This is it. This was the NASDAQ signal. This was it. You see, this was the trade. I caught this 10,402 pips. This was when the move started. This was when the move started. It was already 482 pips. So this small thing has given us 482 pips. But look at it. Look at the move when it was already starting. We already made good bucks on it, right? And then this was when it finally smashed TP. This was when it finally smashed TP. And then we also caught Euro USD, right? We also caught Euro USD that week. There was the trade. We are making money in this Discord, man. Don't underrate it. We are making money in this Discord community. We are doing good. We are doing great. So let's all move on to NASDAQ. So this was a very good, nice trade. So I analyzed the trade to trade into this demand, right? This is the demand I marked because I saw this trend line liquidity. So I believe price was supposed to come and clear all the liquidity, which price actually did. Price actually did. When price respected the demand, this level, took out the liquidity, traded into this supply, and then the supply pushed price down into this level of demand. Actually, the reason why I did not buy again was because it did not trade into the demand. So I was thinking maybe price can still come lower. So I did not bother to enter. Else I would have cashed this move. But looking at price has traded back to that same level. So I will remove everything now. So we do a fresh analysis from the weekly time frame. Are you guys still there? Let me check out on you people because I'm not seeing you guys. No promise me, sir. I already chatted you up on Instagram and also social media platform. Okay, you chatted me on an account. I used to give out a lot of profit accounts. No, none of you people have passed. I'm only going to be giving out profit accounts to the guys in my Discord because a lot of you out there is like you guys just I don't know though, but I've been giving out accounts and nobody will ever message me again. They don't blow the account. They will not message you to say I passed or I did not pass. So I don't know. Well, I think I'll be giving out the account to my community members, those guys in the Discord, because I'm seeing their progress. I can easily track what they are doing. But for you guys out there, you message someone, I need an account, give you an account, you blow it and you won't message me. You buy those stuff with money, it's not free. We buy them with money, it's not free. So looking at NAS 100, looking at NASDAQ, I can still see some areas of demand that price can still be able to trade into. on the NASDAQ on the weekly. Looking it very well, you see that NASDAQ has traded into this supply up here. NASDAQ has traded into this supply up here. So, like I always tell you, mark the areas that price are reacting from. Mark them out because price will go back there. Price will come out from there. Mark them out. You get places price are reacting from. Mark them out, right? Mark them out. You need to mark them out. You get mark them out. So you know that price wants to come here. So looking at this thing, maybe price can still drop down here, right? Because price has taken out this low on the weekly. We are on the weekly on NASDAQ. We are on the weekly on NASDAQ. So it took out that low. So we can consider that to be like a liquidity grab before that impulse to the upside. So that impulse was maybe to fill imbalances or something. But looking at price very well right here. Boom. We saw that move boom on the daily. Let's look at the daily. So looking at NASDAQ on the daily, we want to also mark out areas where price can trade into. The reason why we see this move on NASDAQ is because we are seeing a downtrend on the Euro USD, on the DXY, the dollar index. Dollar index dropped, so DXY pulled up. So that's why we are seeing this move. But this move has not breaked a high. This move has not break a high. Remember market structure. So what we see here is this move, right? Or this move, this move, this move, this move, this move, this move, and then this move. So we should be expecting this and then this. So it's very, very important for you to look out for market structure. So if you mark the highs, let's mark the highs now. We have this high, we have this high, we also have this high, and then we also have this last high. You will see that price is not breaking any of the previous high. Price is not breaking them. This high price did not break it. This high down to this one. Price is not breaking any of the previous high. But look at the previous lows. You see price broke it to the downside, right? We have this other low. Price broke it to the downside. Then we have this other low. Price broke it to the downside. So my expectation is maybe price will also want to break this low to the downside. So price is doing what? Impulse, pullback, impulse, pullback, impulse, pullback, impulse, pullback, and I'm expecting a new impulse. So I believe every one of you guys are following up with the way I do analyze my charts. I stay more on the higher time frame, like I tell you guys, because that's where the real market looks more clearer. So price already reacted from this supply up here. We can see price reacted from that supply up there. This is where price is coming from. So like I always tell you guys, mark out areas that price are coming from. So you can also see that we have this supply up here, right? Which price also came out from. Look at. So let me go down to the lower time frame and look for a supply around here that maybe I can sell from, right? So let me take this one out of this place. So we have this one, this weekly demand here. Price can trade into it later. So let's go down to the 4-hour. So looking at the 4-hour time frame on NASDAQ, supplies around here are not really looking clear. They are not really looking clear, but I want to start the marking from here, right? I want to start the marking from here like this. So looking at it, why do you mark that level like that? So the reason why I mark that level like that is because this level has been a kind of area of traffic. When we talk about area of traffic, you see, it acted before as as a support. Look at it here. Before as support, came here again, acted as support. Then here we saw price trade into it, acted as what, same resistance, pull down. Price traded again, resistance, pull down. It then broke it and then trade into this daily supply. We saw it also react around this area as what? As support, act as resistance, pull down, act as resistance, pull down, act as resistance, and then finally pull down. And now price has traded back into the same level. So I want to mark it out as area where price wants to respect, right? So price can either respect this zone and then continue the move to the downside. So let me check on the 2 hour and see what price is doing around that level. So what I see price doing around this level is that price is already pulling down from there. Price is already pulling down from there. So I still want to stick to this 2 hour. 2 hour. The reason why I don't want to look for short right now is because this low is still intact. It has not been broken. So for me to sell, I want to see price break this low, right? Pull up again, or break this low, right? For me to look for sell, right? I want to see price break this low on NASDAQ on the higher time frame for me to do what? For me to look for opportunity to sell, right? So that is what I'm looking out for on NASDAQ, on NAS 100. I won't go any lower because if you go down to the lower time frame, it's going to be bunch of noise and confusions everywhere. Look at it. Look at bunch of noise and confusion everywhere. Right. So although I see this little supply here, the price has trade into. Look at this supply. Let's mark it out. This one on the 1 hour. So price has traded into this 1 hour supply. So I'm going to go with the 1 hour supply. It looks good for me. Look at the mitigation. There was an imbalance here. There was an imbalance up there, and then price traded into that imbalance, and we are now seeing a shift to the downside. So if that shift to the downside refuses to break the lows, we are going to see more further push to the upside. So at least let me see a break of this low on NAS 100 before we can then tell what price wants to do, right? Before we can then tell what price wants to do. So I want to see price all the way from this up, pull down to break that low, and then I can look to do what? Sell. So where do I want to sell price to? I want to sell price into like that daily demand, this one, right? Or this one, any of them, this or this. This is what I want to see NAS do, right? So we've analyzed a whole lot of pairs today. Drop your comment, guys. Drop your comments, guys. Yeah, you can message me on Instagram, right? My Instagram, if you want to know how to get into the Discord community, my Instagram is smart underscore money underscore rich, right? Smart underscore money underscore rich. So that will be all. That will be all for the pairs I'm currently looking at today. We won't need to analyze all pairs so that we can really focus on few pairs next week. But for those of you in my Discord, I'll be sending the setup into the Discord tonight or tomorrow morning. So I hope you guys benefited from this analysis. Always make sure to subscribe to this channel, turn on the notification bell, drop a comment, drop a like. We are going to be doing this every Sunday. Trust me, guys. We are going to be doing this every Sunday, right? So make sure every Sunday you're here for us to analyze the chart together. I'll be looking at any pair you want to look at. I'll be finding opportunity for you. So all you just need to do is to come and see my own objective, my own view on your pairs, and then from next week you just look at what you want. So thank you very much for coming out. I appreciate you all. I love you guys. I love you guys for real, man. Every one of you know. I love you guys. Not be from mouth, but from my heart, right? I'm ready to support any forex trader that really wants to grow. Uh, Abby is the mentor, Abby is the boss, Abby is the man. I'm just trying to follow his footsteps. He has been doing a whole lot of things for every one of us, and I really want to follow his footsteps and do these things too for every one of you, right? So we can all be great together, bro. It will be my greatest joy to see every one of us grow, no doubt. I'm sharing this knowledge for free and I'm giving out the best knowledge, right? I'm giving out the best knowledge that I have. I have a whole lot of SMC course that I have been studying from different big SMC mentors. So I bring all this concept together and make it one so I can give it to you guys and you guys can be good within the period of months. We are no longer talking about years, bro. I want to beat my chest that I'm the only mentor that will teach any forex trader to be good within 1 month. 1 month. For people that say you will have to stay in the market for 6 years, 5 years, 4 years. Not why we are here, bro. We are smart, man. We are fucking smart. We do this thing within 1 month. I've been in the forex market within the space of a year and now, not 2 years, right? I started April last year. So I went through all the hard things. I paid the price. I went through the struggle so I can make it easier for you guys, right? So fuck anybody that thinks you want to stay for 4 years. We are not here to stay for 4 years, bro. We are here to win now. So trust me. You guys should turn up every Sunday. Let's do this thing together and let's blow the airwave, man. Let's blow the airwave. Let's do this thing every Sunday. Turn up. Tell your friends. Post it on your Instagram status. We are now having a free class analysis every Sunday live on YouTube with Smart Money Reach. Let's do this thing our own way. Forget about the rest, bro. Let's do this thing our own way. So thank you guys for coming out. I want to prepare the setup now so I can send it into the communities. Thank you guys for coming out. I really appreciate every one of you. I'm seeing your names. I'm seeing your comments. I really appreciate all of you. I have big respect for you guys. I'm glad that you guys are gaining knowledge from what I'm doing right here. Bless you guys. Bless you guys. Next week, blues to every one of you. Thank you so much. I appreciate. Have a wonderful Sunday night. And from Monday, we start to kill the market. Thank you, guys. God bless every one of you. Thank you. All right.